Once upon a time, in the picturesque town of Willowbrook, two inseparable friends, Sarah and Emma, shared a bond that seemed unbreakable. They had been through thick and thin together, from childhood adventures to navigating the unpredictable waters of adulthood. Little did they know, a fateful decision would put their friendship to the ultimate test. Sarah had always been the responsible one, meticulously planning for her future while saving every penny. Emma, on the other hand, had a penchant for extravagance and the finer things in life. When Emma met her soulmate, Mark, their love was undeniable, but it came with a hefty price tag. The dream wedding Emma had always envisioned was becoming increasingly unattainable. As the wedding planning intensified, Emma's desire for luxury grew, and she approached Sarah with a startling request. She needed Sarah to fund a lavish item for her wedding. Sarah, struggling with her own financial goals, was hesitant to oblige. This marked the beginning of a heartbreaking rift between the two friends. Emma, blindsided by Sarah's refusal, felt betrayed and hurt. The disagreement escalated into heated arguments, with Emma accusing Sarah of not caring enough about their friendship to support her dreams. Sarah, torn between her loyalty to Emma and her financial stability, stood her ground, refusing to jeopardize her own future for a single event. Weeks turned into months, and the once inseparable duo barely spoke. Sarah watched from the sidelines as Emma's extravagant wedding plans took shape with the financial assistance of others who were more willing to indulge her dreams. The ceremony was indeed the stuff of fairy tales, complete with a breathtaking venue, designer dresses, and gourmet cuisine. But as the big day approached, Emma began to realize the true cost of her actions. She had traded her long-standing friendship with Sarah for materialistic desires. On the eve of her wedding, Emma found herself alone, grappling with a heavy heart and an empty feeling that no amount of luxury could fill. The wedding day arrived, a grand spectacle of opulence and extravagance. Yet, Emma couldn't help but feel a void in her heart, the absence of her once loyal friend, Sarah. The absence was a painful reminder of the choices she had made. In the end, Emma's betrayal had consequences far greater than she had ever imagined. She had lost not only her best friend, but also a piece of her own soul. The allure of material wealth had blinded her to the true treasures in life: loyalty, trust, and the bonds of a genuine friendship. This tale serves as a sobering reminder that greed can drive a wedge between even the closest of friends. It begs the question, what is the true cost of pursuing our desires, and is it worth sacrificing the love and support of those who care about us most? Let's check today's another story, Navigating the Storm, My Journey with My Father's Struggles. In the annals of personal challenges and familial turbulence, my life took an unexpected turn as I grappled with a situation that seemed almost surreal. It was a story that unfolded under the headline, How My Dad is Being an A-Hole. While the title may seem provocative, it only hinted at the complex journey that lay beneath. My father, a man I had always admired and looked up to, had embarked on a path that left me bewildered and hurt. Our once close relationship had begun to crumble, and the reasons were as perplexing as they were heartbreaking. It all began when he encountered a series of hardships in his life, financial struggles, personal setbacks, and a growing sense of frustration. These pressures gradually transformed him into someone unrecognizable, and his behavior became increasingly erratic. Our family dynamic shifted dramatically as my father's demeanor became erratic and unpredictable. He would erupt into fits of anger over the smallest of issues, often leaving my mother and me walking on eggshells. It felt like I was living with a complete stranger, and a whole, as I had vented on social media in a moment of frustration. But as I began to reflect on our situation more deeply, I realized that my father's transformation wasn't solely driven by his own desires to be difficult. He was, in fact, struggling with inner demons and external pressures that he had kept hidden from us. His actions were, in a way, a cry for help that manifested in destructive behavior. Instead of continuing to label him as an a-hole, I decided to take a different approach. I engaged in open and honest conversations with him, trying to understand the root causes of his distress. As we talked, I learned about the weight of his financial burdens, the stress of his job, and the unresolved issues from his past that had haunted him for years. It was a turning point for both of us. I realized that my father wasn't trying to be difficult, but rather he was battling his own demons, ones that I could help him confront. We sought professional counseling together, addressing the deep-seated issues that had plagued our family. Over time, my father's behavior began to change. He acknowledged his shortcomings and started taking steps to manage his stress and anger. Our relationship slowly began to mend, and the man I had once admired re-emerged, wiser and more self-aware. This journey taught me a valuable lesson about compassion and understanding. It showed me that sometimes the people we love may behave in hurtful ways because they are struggling with their own battles. Rather than judging them, it's important to extend a hand of empathy and support. So, while I may have initially shared my frustrations on social media with a provocative title, the story that unfolded was one of growth, healing, and the power of compassion in mending strained relationships. It was a reminder that beneath the surface of an all hole may lie a person in need of understanding and love.